It was the summer of my 21st birthday. I couldn't have asked for a more adventurous vacation. My friends and I decided to embark on a thrilling diving expedition to the Galapagos Islands, seeking the breathtaking beauty beneath the crystal-clear waters of the equator. Little did we know that our quest for underwater wonders would lead us to encounter a chilling nightmare that would haunt us for the rest of our lives. We arrived at the Galapagos Islands with excited hearts and a sense of wonder. Our diving team consisted of experienced divers, and I had been scuba diving for years. The Galapagos had always held a mystical allure for me, and this trip was a dream come true. However, from the moment we set foot on the island, there was an unsettling aura lingering in the air, a feeling we couldn't shake off. On the first day of our expedition, we were met with the warm embrace of the sun as we sailed towards our first diving spot. The vastness of the ocean and the mysteries it held below the surface sent shivers down my spine. But I couldn't wait to explore the enigmatic depths. Little did I know the ocean had more in store for us than we could ever imagine. As we geared up and prepared to dive into the depths, our dive master warned us about a local legend. The islanders spoke of an ancient and terrifying mythical creature, a monstrous being that resided beneath the water, waiting to prey upon unsuspecting divers who dared to venture too deep. We laughed off the story as folklore, assuming it was merely meant to add a touch of mystery to the experience. The first few dives were nothing short of magical. We swam alongside graceful sea turtles, marveled at the kaleidoscope of colors and coral reefs, and encountered schools of exotic fish. Each dive left us mesmerized, and we couldn't help but feel invincible in the underwater world. However, our sense of invincibility was short-lived. On the third day of our expedition, we decided to explore a remote dive site, rumored to be the haunt of the mythical creature. The sun was setting, casting an eerie glow on the water, and there was an inexplicable sense of foreboding in the air. Nevertheless, we pushed forward, dismissing our unease as irrational fear. Descending into the depths, we were immediately greeted by an otherworldly silence. The vibrant marine life seemed to be missing, and an unsettling feeling of being watched gnawed at us. Despite the eerie ambiance, we carried on with the dive, hoping to catch a glimpse of something extraordinary. Suddenly, the underwater world around us turned murky, and a cold current engulfed us. My heart raced, and I could see the same fear reflected in my friend's eyes. That was when we first caught sight of it, a shadowy figure lurking in the distance. The creature was unlike anything we had ever seen before. Its massive form glided effortlessly through the water, its eyes gleaming with an ancient malevolence. Panic set in as we tried to make our way back to the surface, but the creature seemed to anticipate our every move, cutting off our escape routes. Fear gripped us as we realized we were in a life-and-death struggle against an unimaginable force. The creature, its immense size now fully revealed, resembled an amalgamation of sea serpent and ancient deity, with tentacles that snaked through the water, reaching out like ghostly tendrils. It exuded an aura of darkness, as if drawing strength from our terror. We fought with every ounce of strength we possessed, but the creature's power was overwhelming. The abyss seemed to stretch infinitely below us, and the odds of survival grew slimmer with each passing moment. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, our dive master emerged from the depths, bravely charging toward the monstrous being. His experience and knowledge of the local waters allowed him to navigate the currents with expertise, providing us with a brief window of opportunity to escape. With our dive master's guidance, we swam upwards, pushing past the fear and exhaustion that threatened to consume us. As we breached the surface, gasping for air, we looked back one last time, only to see the creature retreating into the depths, vanishing into the darkness from whence it came. The encounter with the mythical creature left an indelible mark on each one of us. We had witnessed something beyond comprehension, something that defied the laws of nature as we knew them. Our diving team vowed never to speak of the horror we had encountered, fearing that no one would believe our tale. To this day, I carry the weight of that nightmarish encounter with me. I often find myself staring into the ocean's depths, wondering what other unimaginable secrets the waters hold. The Galapagos may be celebrated for its stunning beauty and diverse wildlife, but it also harbors a chilling enigma that remains hidden beneath the surface, a mystery that will forever haunt those who dared to dive too deep.
In the depths of the Bermuda Triangle lies a haunting mystery that has eluded the bravest of souls for generations. The sunken ship known as the Corinthian was a relic of the past, and it held secrets darker than the abyss that swallowed it whole. As a member of a daring diving team, I had always been drawn to the enigmatic allure of shipwrecks, but nothing could prepare me for the terror that awaited me beneath the waves. The day we set out for the Corinthian was gloomy, with storm clouds gathering on the horizon. It seemed as though the ocean itself was warning us to stay away, but we pressed on, determined to uncover the truth that lay buried with the ship. I couldn't help but feel an ominous chill as we descended into the murky depths, the water swallowing us whole. As we approached the looming silhouette of the Corinthian, I felt a sudden unease in my gut. The ship's once majestic form now lay in eerie silence, a ghostly specter frozen in time. Our dive lights cut through the darkness, revealing haunting remnants of a bygone era. The first few dives were uneventful, but the sense of being watched never left me. Whispers of a malevolent presence echoed in my ears, carried by the ocean currents. My teammates shared similar experiences, but we dismissed them as mere figments of our imagination. Yet, with each passing dive, the feeling of unease intensified. On one particularly stormy day, as I swam through the corroded corridors of the ship, a sudden rush of icy water engulfed me. I turned around, expecting to find a tear in my diving suit, but there was nothing. It was as if the ship itself had come alive, seeping into my very being. As we delved deeper into the mysteries of the Corinthian, strange occurrences became more frequent. Equipment malfunctioned without explanation, eerie sounds resonated through the ship's hull, and unsettling shadows danced just beyond our peripheral vision. We tried to rationalize these occurrences, attributing them to the pressure of the underwater environment, but doubt began to gnaw at the edges of our minds. One evening, while huddled around a makeshift campfire on the ship's deck, our dive master shared a chilling tale he had heard from the local fishermen. They spoke of a vengeful spirit that guarded the Corinthian, a lost soul seeking retribution for a past injustice. Some claimed to have glimpsed a spectral figure, while others swore they had felt a cold hand reach out from the darkness. As we listened to the haunting tale, a sense of dread settled over us like a suffocating fog. We laughed it off, trying to convince ourselves that it was just another fisherman's tale, but deep down, we couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone on the Corinthian. Night after night, as we camped on the ship's deck, the air grew thick with tension. Whispers and inexplicable noises echoed through the darkness, causing our nerves to fray. Each dive felt like stepping into the unknown, our hearts pounding in anticipation of what awaited us beneath the surface. During one particularly harrowing dive, the haunting presence we had felt all along intensified. Visibility was low, and I found myself separated from the group, alone in the eerie darkness. Panic gripped me as I tried to find my way back, but the ship's twisted corridors seemed to shift around me, disorienting my senses. In the distance, I caught a glimpse of a faint light flickering like a distant star. Desperation drove me towards it, hoping to find my teammates and escape the nightmarish grip of the Corinthian. As I drew nearer, the light took on an ethereal glow, and an overwhelming sense of dread washed over me. Something was waiting for me in the darkness, an indiscernible figure whose presence sent shivers down my spine. Fear paralyzed me, and I could feel the weight of its gaze upon me. I turned and swam as fast as I could, the suffocating darkness closing in around me like a tomb. Upon surfacing, I shared my harrowing encounter with my teammates, but none could offer an explanation. The Corinthian's malevolent secret remained elusive, leaving us to question our sanity and the reality of the horrors we had experienced. To this day, I cannot shake the feeling that the haunting presence of the Corinthian still lingers, lurking in the depths, waiting to ensnare unwary souls. The sunken ship stands as a chilling testament to the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle, a place where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs into a realm of eternal fear and uncertainty.
The Great Blue Hole, a mesmerizing underwater cave in the Bahamas, had always held a fascination for adventurers like us. My two friends, Alyssa, Jacob, and I, were seasoned divers, seeking the thrill of exploring its mysterious depths. Little did we know that this diving expedition would become a chilling test of our courage and survival skills. As we sailed towards the Great Blue Hole, our excitement was palpable. The deep azure water beckoned us, promising an otherworldly experience. We geared up, making sure our equipment was in perfect condition, and shared knowing glances, eager to uncover the secrets hidden beneath the surface. Our descent into the dark abyss of the Great Blue Hole was exhilarating. The water enveloped us like a cool embrace, and a sense of wonder washed over me as I marveled at the grandeur of the underwater cave. Alyssa, Jacob, and I stuck together, our lights piercing through the murky water as we explored the winding tunnels and stunning rock formations. The further we ventured, the more entranced we became by the haunting beauty of the cave. Time seemed to lose its meaning as we swam deeper into its depths, chasing the allure of the unknown. But as we delved deeper, unease gnawed at the edges of my mind. A subtle shift in the water's pressure and the labyrinthine nature of the cave system made it easy to lose our sense of direction. Our excitement began to wane as we realized we had ventured too far in without mapping our way back. Alyssa's voice crackled through our communication devices, breaking the eerie silence. "Guys, I think we should turn back. We might get lost in here." Jacob scoffed, his bravado masking his concern. "Don't be such a worrywart, Alyssa. We're experienced divers. What could go wrong?" I nodded in agreement, but my heart betrayed my bravado. Alyssa's caution was not unfounded, and the chilling darkness that surrounded us only amplified the feeling of being lost in a vast, unknown realm. As we pressed on, our communication devices malfunctioned, leaving us cut off from the outside world. Panic bubbled within me, but I kept my fear hidden, not wanting to further alarm my friends. Minutes turned into hours, and the cave's serenity morphed into an oppressive claustrophobia. The winding tunnels seemed to close in on us, and the labyrinthine passageways disoriented our senses. We tried retracing our steps, but the cave's enigmatic twists made it impossible to find our way back. Suddenly, a current swept through the cave, pulling us further into the abyss. Panic surged within me as I struggled to keep up with Alyssa and Jacob, the water tugging at us like malevolent hands. In the darkness, I could barely make out their silhouettes, and fear overtook my senses. "We need to stick together!" Alyssa shouted, her voice quivering with anxiety. My heart pounded in my chest as we battled the relentless current, trying to stay close. The pressure of the water made each movement agonizing, and the cave's shadowy embrace felt like a suffocating embrace. In a disorienting blur, we were separated, our lights barely visible in the distance. Fear clamped down on me as I searched frantically for my friends. The cave's dark embrace had become a claustrophobic nightmare, and I could feel its malevolence closing in. With every fiber of my being, I swam towards the faint glow of Alyssa's light. Panic gripped me, my heart pounding in my chest as I called out her name. The cave seemed to twist and morph around me, disorienting my senses and making me question my own perception. Just when I thought all hope was lost, Alyssa's hand gripped mine, her eyes wide with terror. "We need to find Jacob. We can't leave him behind." Swallowing my fear, I nodded, and we swam deeper into the dark abyss. Time lost its meaning, and our oxygen tanks dwindled dangerously low. The cave seemed to taunt us, its malevolent presence testing the limits of our resolve. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, we stumbled upon Jacob, disoriented and struggling to stay afloat. We rushed to his side, each breath a painful reminder of our dire situation. We were trapped, lost in the depths of the Great Blue Hole with our lives hanging by a thread. Determined to survive, we rallied our remaining strength and pushed forward, fighting against the relentless current. Our lights flickered like dying stars, illuminating the path before us as we swam with a newfound determination. In the darkness, we could hear eerie echoes, as if the cave itself was mocking our struggle. Panic threatened to consume us, but we refused to surrender to the abyss. At last, we spotted a faint glimmer of light, the promise of salvation. We swam with every ounce of strength we had left, pushing through the darkness until we emerged into the open sea. The feeling of freedom washed over us like a tidal wave, and we clung to each other, our hearts filled with gratitude and relief. The Great Blue Hole remained an enigmatic abyss, its secrets guarded by darkness and the lingering sense of the unknown. Though we had escaped with our lives, the chilling thrill of that underwater nightmare would forever remind us that not all depths should be explored, and some mysteries are better left undisturbed.